back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about a series that you need to add to your gift list. So if you have people to buy books for this year, these are series that I recommend for, I think they're probably mostly young adult, which a lot of adults read young adult, so they'd be good for young adults, even probably some of them younger. Yeah, some of them definitely younger. But these are just books that I think would make perfect Christmas gifts. Some of them are classic stories that make a perfect Christmas gift, and some of them are going to be something new that you're going to be introducing people to that maybe they haven't read before, but probably will like. So these are like probably massively popular books that a lot of people like, and that way they're just kind of, if you're not really sure what the person is into, you can probably gift them one of these and they will be happy with it. So the first book that we are going to talk about, or series that we are going to talk about, is of course the Harry Potter series, but not just the Harry Potter series. We are talking about the Harry Potter illustrated editions. So these are so beautiful, you guys. I don't own any of them, but I have coveted them for a long time. I grew up with Harry Potter. It came out when I was in grade 7, I want to say. I think grade 7. Yeah. And so I was like getting into it as it was coming out, right? Like I was one of the teenagers that was waiting for the next book to come out. And I remember specifically that I think it was when I think Goblet of Fire came out, maybe one of them. I can't remember exactly which one, but it was one of the later ones that came out, and I had been waiting for it to come out. And I had this babysitting job that summer where I was babysitting this little boy, and I was so excited when it finally came out. It took me like, I think it was obviously came out in hardcover first, and I wanted to buy it, and it was like $45 or something like that. And I spent, that was like 3 days worth of babysitting money, like, because I was making $20 a day. So for a full day of babysitting this kid, I was making $20 for a full day of work from 8 till 5 or 9 till 5, something like that. I think it was 8 till 5. And I took my $50 and I went and bought this book, and then the next day I brought it with me to watch this little boy, and I was just like, he was like wanting to play, and I was like, nope, can't, I'm reading. I was the worst babysitter ever. But I just remember that. I remember just loving Harry Potter so much, but these illustrated editions are just something else. They are just so gorgeous. Like I said, I grew up with those books, so to have something like this sitting on my shelves would just be like, you know, part of a masterpiece, part of a collection, right? Like they're more of a collector's edition. And so this is something that you can give to, you know, a Harry Potter fan that already loves Harry Potter, that have already read the books, seen the movies, whatever. Or you can gift them to a younger kid that maybe hasn't even read them yet, and this is going to be their first experience reading them. It's going to be a gift that's going to be good for literally anyone. Next, we're going to talk about the Chronicles of Narnia. So this, once again, these are older books that, you know, a lot of people, it's going to be a good gift for anybody, right? Because you can give it to older people that maybe would have grown up with these books. Somebody like myself, when I was a kid, I've shared on here before and on my old booktube channel too, that one of my favorite memories that I have as a kid is of my mom reading these books to me when I was a kid in bed. I remember her tucking me in and laying in my bed with me, and every night we would read a chapter of the Chronicles of Narnia. And it's just one of my best memories that I have of me and my mom when I was a kid growing up. So, and I don't know if it's just that just makes me really nostalgic for these stories, but I think, once again, this can be a story for a younger kid that has never read it before. Somebody my age that would have, you know, read it as they were growing up. Even somebody older that would have been, you know, a kid when these books first came out that would remember this. So this can like span across generations, right? A really good gift for anyone. Next, we're going to talk about Marissa Meyer's The Lunar Chronicles. So that consists of, we've got Cinder, we have Scarlet, we've got Cress, and we've got Winter. So these are retellings that I think would be good for any gender of person. These are a YA series. Once again, this could be for an older person, a younger person, YA. And they are retellings with a really cool twist, okay? So yes, they're fairy tale retellings, but it's done in such a way that I think, when you think of fairy tale retellings, you think of like a classic, like this is gonna be like a little girl that's gonna like this, right? I don't think that that's true. I think anybody will get something out of these and anybody will like these. So especially like Cinder, for example, yeah, it's technically the story of Cinderella, but Cinder is a cyborg in this. Like, how cool is that? She's a cyborg, I think, in Shanghai. And basically this, what is the coolest thing about these retellings is that, so, okay, retelling of Cinderella, retelling of Little Red Riding Hood, retelling of Rapunzel, and retelling of Snow White. Okay, so each book, the way that she intertwines these worlds is so crazy to me. She makes each book a retelling, but then we also add the character from the last book into this book. So the first one is Cinder, so we find out about Cinder's story, okay? It's a retelling of Cinderella. The next one is the retelling of the Little Red Riding Hood, but we also get to meet Cinder in this book, okay? And their two paths cross and they are connected, okay? Then in the next one is Cress, and we have Cress's story, but we meet these two characters. They're connected. And in the last one, Winter, Snow White retelling, we get the Snow White retelling and we meet these characters and they all come together to work together in the last book to fight a greater evil, okay? This is the coolest retelling system, magical system ever. It is so good. There's a reason why these are so popular. They're just that good. Okay, so the next series that we're going to talk about is by Stephanie Garber, and that is the Caraval series, which I've talked about on my channel before, but that is Caraval. And then we've got the second one is Legendary, and the third one is Finale. Okay, so if you've never heard of these or never read them before, this is a really cool series, and it is basically about like a magic carnival. We follow our two main characters, Scarlet and her sister Donatella. In the first book, they end up getting invited to this magical carnival called Caraval. They can only be invited by the ringmaster, the legend master, whatever. His name is Legend, okay? They end up getting this invite, and it comes at just the perfect time because they are trying to flee their extremely abusive father, okay? So they go, they end up at this carnival. At this carnival, Scarlet loses Donatella, and she ends up going through this entire carnival. It's a week long, and she has a week to find Donatella. It ends up that she is kind of the prize, I guess, sort of, at the end of this carnival. And if Scarlet can reach her, then she gets her, and if she doesn't reach her in time, she loses her forever, sort of thing. So, but the way that this is written is just so beautiful. Stephanie Garber has a really great way of describing things that makes you feel as though you're really there. So you really get lost in this magic system. You get lost in this world of Caraval, and you just feel as though you're there. Even the way, like, my best friend Georgia and I, we read this together for a bestie book talk, and on my old channel. And one of the things that she picked up on is that Stephanie describes smells in the book, and so it adds that extra layer of believability that makes you feel like you're actually there in this magic system, which is really, really cool. So the first one is Scarlet looking for Donatella. In the second book, we are once again in a Caraval sort of situation, but it is Donatella who is searching for Scarlet. And then in the third one, kind of follows both sisters as they kind of, without spoiling the first two books, it follows the two sisters, we'll just say that, okay? So, but yeah, this one is a really, really fun magic system. If you want something to kind of like take you away and just make you, give you an escape, these are really good books for that. Okay, so the next series that we're going to talk about is a 4-part series that I'm absolutely in love with, that I've talked about quite a bit already on my channel, and you guys probably already know what that is, but that is from Carrie Maniscalco, Stalking Jack the Ripper series. So I've talked about this so much. If you have watched my other videos, you're probably already sick of hearing about them. But I've only so far read the first 2 books, but I just love them so much. I'm positive I'm going to like the rest of them, so that's why I'm putting this on this list, because I just know that I'm gonna like it and you should get them, okay? So basically we are set in the 1800s in these books, and we are following our 2 main characters, Audrey Rose and Thomas Cresswell. And basically they are students who are learning how to do autopsies, okay? So that's how they meet, and they are kind of, throughout the books, they are falling in love, okay? So they start off as kind of an enemies to lovers sort of situation. And but they are falling in love slowly throughout these books, and they are solving crimes together, which is really cool. And it's in the 1800s, which I love. So in the first book, they are solving the Jack the Ripper murders. In the second book, they are solving murders where it seems as though Prince Dracula has come back to life, or Vlad the Impaler, which is the real life Dracula, if you don't know. Basically, there's these murders and the town where the bodies are completely drained of blood. And Thomas and Audrey are staying at Dracula's castle, at Vlad the Impaler's castle, because it's been turned into a medicinal college where they are learning about autopsies. So these murders start to happen, and the townsfolk around start to think that Dracula's come back, and it is up to our two main characters to solve these murders as well. The third book is called Escaping from Houdini. I have no idea what's going to happen in this one other than something to do with Houdini. And the last one is called Capturing the Devil. So once again, I have no idea what's going to happen in the last one, but I'm positive I'm going to love these two because I love the first two. So I just love them so much. If the people that you are shopping for like murder, true crime, fantasy, strong female leads, there's just so many different good things about these books that I can't recommend them enough. So you guys, those are 5 different series that I think would make perfect gifts for anybody on your Christmas list. Let me know in the comments down below if you agree with my picks or which ones you think that you would add as well. Yeah, if you're trying to get people in your life to read more, definitely gift them books. Even the beginning of a series, if you're not sure if they're going to like it, just the first book of the series, and they can pick up the rest themselves if they actually like it. So those are my suggestions on really good gifts to give the people in your life. And yeah, I hope you guys are really enjoying these happy holidays videos. I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another one. Bye!